steps.
Throughout this year, we learned many concepts such as basic photography, editing with Photoshop, composition.
Then we learned about video production and sound in the second semester.
But first, we begin with photography, which starts with learning about selfies, rule of thirds, key fill hair, FMB, midground, background, and foreground, lines, shutter speed, ISO, aperture, triplets, and white balance. The composition of a photo starts with the rule of thirds, FMB, and lines. After learning all about photography, we start to use Photoshop to help us learn to edit our photos. We learned to use Photoshop by watching tutorials to help us work with coloring, touch-ups, layers, adding text, and how to make selections. We also learned how to creatively test out Photoshop ourselves by participating in something called Freestyle Fridays.
After learning about Photoshop, we learned about cameras. In a moment, I'll explain all about these cameras, but here's Lois with a little segment about cameras. It's not on. There's no audio. Oh my God.
I'm next. Thank you, Lois, for that segment. In order to succeed in photography, it's very important you understand the basics of camera.
In our cameras that we used in class, the first step was to make sure our battery was full and ready to go. Then we made sure our shutter speed, ISO, and aperture were all set correctly. Then we just take a picture.
Anyways, now that we've got photography and editing down, let's move to the sound. We'll have Arya explain this one.
The first application we learned was to apply Adobe Audition to our sound. The app was used to practice our skills in audio editing by removing any unnecessary background sound or even adjust our volume and sound settings to make it less crunchy. Once you've done everything to create the perfect audio, you can combine different sounds or audios to remix it.
Thank you, Arya. Now let's focus on what we use to record audio. We use these handheld devices called task cams.
In this upcoming segment, we'll shortly explain it from Simone on audio.
Talk about what you see.
As you can see, you can see them demonstrating how to use the handheld mic.
And this is something that we've learned throughout our second semester on interviewing and being able to control the conversation. Oh my God, it's frozen. Thank you, Simone, for that informative clip.
When creating videos, we use Premiere Pro for almost everything. We learned that Premiere Pro can help when creating and narrating stories. We use Premiere Pro to create short cinematic stories to show characters, narrations, interviews, and more.
Here's Gianni with the segment about Premiere Pro.
Hi, my name is Gianni, and we're here at Palapas Tacos to try the carne asada fries with special guest Anthony Frosto. All right, guys, we're here at Lemon Park trying these carne asada fries. It's gonna be good.
That's good. All right, what you gonna try it? Yeah, the carne asadas are very, very juicy.
Yeah.
Sauce is very spicy. Actually, not even that spicy. It's pretty sweet.
The fries aren't too soggy either. Normally, when you get carne asada fries and they put a ton of stuff on it, it gets really soggy, but these are pretty crispy.
Yeah.
Dang. Was it good?
No, dude, it was terrible.
All right, guys. Overall, the carne asada fries were really good. The sauce was really good. The green sauce was really good. And what would you say?
Like I said, the carne asada is very juicy. I love it. For being a pretty modern Mexican place, it was actually really good. I was surprised.
Definitely. But the only complaint I do have is these Cokes right here. $10 for two. I got scammed, guys. It's not worth it. The carne asada fries were very worth, actually. They were really good. But the Cokes, I wouldn't get them. So we just finished up eating and all that stuff. And so for my final rating, I think I'm going to give it a 7. The carne asada fries were pretty good, but the Coke did not sit right with me. $5 for a bottle of Coke is pretty crazy. So what do you think, Amp?
Personally, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I would have given it an 8 or 8.5, but Coke's just a little silly. But I love the carne asada fries, though. Definitely go for that.
True. All right. Well, that'll be all. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next one. All right. Ooh. Hi, as you saw from the segment, I am Gianni, and I'm going to show you how I edited and made that entire thing in Adobe Premiere Pro. It was actually really fun, really easy, and only took about 5 hours. So started off with the recording. Me and Aunt went to go record, and that only took about 3 hours. Editing took about 2. And so beginning the editing process, I took all of the raw clips, any sounds I wanted, like the music in the back or the crickets that I had on there. I threw it all into the project, the little project board here, and I just started throwing all the clips on. I had, these were really cool, the essential graphics. These are all provided by Adobe Premiere Pro, which is really helpful. So those are super easy to put in, super simple, all right here. Anything you need, they have tons. The clips were really easy to edit too. Clicking on it would select it, and it would all pop up over here in effects control. You also have the audio in case you want to change the audio of a clip, and you're able to make it bigger, smaller, move it left to right, up, down. You can do a ton of stuff with it. When it comes to speeding up clips, if you right click, you have a ton of options. You can do anything you want. I just use speed and duration, and I sped it up, obviously. And then there's the graphics, and then let's go to the crickets. The cricket sound I used was actually, I thought was really funny, but here, I'll show you. So doing that was actually really simple. All you had to use was use these tools over here. The razor tool, I get to match it up, but you get to do whatever you want. And then get rid of those, and boom, now you have a perfectly good segment, or like little section to put in wherever you want in your video. But that was really easy. And then, yep, just talking, have a nice little outro, and yeah.
We learned how to write and create well-formatted scripts to follow our productions. A good script always involves character, settings, a plot, a good plot, and action.
For interviews, we learned how to engage the audience by asking interesting questions. We also learned how to avoid less professional words such as like, and
We also learned how to properly broadcast sporting events. It's all about properly following the main event of the sport and always keeping everything in frame. We also learned how to properly set up the camera on a tripod, follow a 2-to-1 ratio when setting things up on stairs, 2 of the longer legs and 1 short leg.
Well, that's everything we learned at Media Concepts.
But before we end, Morgan, how about a joke?
Sure, why not?
All right, what do computers eat for a snack?
I don't know.
Microchips! Good show, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you never. Bye. Cut the cameras. Cut the camera.